These are the Exodus features. It's easy to understand what they are and how they relate when you view an elevation map. Here on this map you see the place we depart in Egypt. At the very bottom left you see the word Ya'ar, Nile, the great river, Nile. North of there is Naf, Maf, Memphis, the great city in the history of Egypt. North of there is Pithom, On, the sacred city. And the dashed line is the divider between the capital district and north and slightly east toward the center of the top of the screen is the land of Goshen and the many cities. Just north of the word Goshen is P. Raameses, the house of Raameses, Avaris. Surrounding there are the major cities which are named in the Bible, and these are the sources of the Exodus Hebrews. At the center of the screen you now see a dashed white line. That is the Migdal, the border. The entire wall is called Shur. To the east of there is the wilderness of Shur. Right center you see Way of Shur. That is the travel route of Abraham, of Jacob, of Yosef, of the patriarchs in Genesis. At the top right is the way of the Philistines, the way which is avoided in Exodus travel. Back to the very center of the screen is the word Sukkot, Tumilat Valley. Down from there at the bottom, the large red mountain is Baal Tzafon, the boundary between easily traveled paths and the cliff next to the sea. To the right of there at the bottom is Marah, Moses Springs, the first destination after the Exodus crossing at Pei Hachirat. Here the red dashed lines are the travel routes. From the bottom left, Pithom and Maf, Memphis, the great city of Egypt. From Goshen, the cities of Bubastis, Avaris, Tanis, Daphni, and Pelusium, all of the lands which are populated by Hebrews, through Sukkot, the Tumilat Valley, along what is now the Suez Canal, which used to be the canals of the pharaohs, to the bottom center Baal Zephon, where we must turn around. We cross the waters of Pei Hachirat at modern Suez, down to the bottom center at Marah, and on to Mount Sinai. Here you can really see what happens in the Exodus. From the top center, the red dashed line that comes down leads to a fork. We go left and down to where we see the words encampment, Adabia, between Baal Zephon, top left, the great mountain, and the sea, the Red Sea, where we must turn around. This is not going to lead anywhere except entrapment. Then we continue to the top right to the yellow X, where you see a blue stream coming down. That is Pei Hachirat, the Shat al Bar, Suez, the Exodus crossing. That is the actual crossing location, what it looks like today after being replaced by the Suez Canal. The red dashed line continues to the right and down, away from Atam, the bitter desert on either side, along the way of the Red Sea wilderness to the bottom right. You can see the actual springs, Marah, Moses Springs. We, the Exodus Hebrews, travel from the top left at Marah, the bitter springs of Moses, down a long distance to Elim, where the water is sweet and good, continuing past the Red Sea to Sin, the well called Ber Marcha. From there to a familiar place, Dafaka, the source of the copper which would fuel the Bronze Age, on to the great Pharaoh oasis, Elush. From there we continue to and a pivotal and important place, Rephael stream, where we rise up the climb to Mount Sinai and have to fend for our lives against Amalek, on to Mount Sinai itself. Read the Exodus. Hebrews depart the cities of Egypt. On the left, center the yellow boxes, Pithom, Heliopolis, and Moth, the great city of Memphis. North and east of there are the 5 red cities of Goshen. We travel through Sukkot, the Tumilat Valley down to Suez, the Exodus crossing, continuing from Marah southeast all the way to Mount Sinai. After Mount Sinai is another story. I am Daniel Adam Fink, Torah teacher. Torah is the Bible and related traditions. Shalom, Chaberi,